Hi everyone, and welcome to The Urban Investor, where I track my single income family of four's journey to FIRE, that's financial independence, retire early. In this video, I will review my June net worth, breaking down all my assets and liabilities, the month-for-month change, as well as how I am tracking against my FIRE number and 2021 financial goals. Please do check out my last video where I review my May income and expense report. So June received a timely boost after a subdued May, so let's jump straight into the numbers to see what actually happened. But before we do, let's quickly recap how to calculate our net worth figure. So your net worth is calculated as your assets minus your liabilities. In simple terms, it's what you own minus what you owe. Here are some examples of assets such as cash, property and gold. For the purposes of my calculation, I'm only including big ticket items and will exclude anything below £1,000. So what is my June net worth? As always, let's jump straight into my dashboard and see what's happened this month. Remember, this is just a snapshot at a point in time, so no doubt the figures will change in the future, but it's always good to look at the general trend to see if you're moving in the right direction. So diving straight into my first tile, we can see I've gained a punchy 6.4% month on month and a decent 34k year to date. Now that we are at the half point of the year, it's good to bring up my objectives to see how I am tracking against those 2021 goals which I set at the start of the year. We can see my 250k net worth target is just about on track, as with 6 months to go I need to gain another 47k or thereabouts until now and December, which averages out just under 8k per month. So I definitely need another month or two of strong growth to really ease that rate. Clearing my consumer debt and replacing my car lease is on track, and I will talk about these in a bit more detail later. So moving on to my assets, you can see my assets are heavily skewed towards my property, which accounts for 85% of my total, which has dropped 3% since the last time, which is good as my portfolio is becoming more and more balanced. The value has fallen marginally this month. With the stamp duty holiday coming to an end, I'm expecting the demand to cool down and therefore house prices to potentially fall. My index fund is plodding along nicely. Analysts keep saying that we're yet to have a recession since 2008 and the stock market is about to crash any minute. However, it seems to continue to climb in the short term. Either way, I will continue to invest regardless, so I'm happy to see this figure move north of 60k. The crypto market continues to be volatile. The fund continues to fall, but I'm okay with that as my initial investment was so low. I think it was about 820 odd quid, so I'm still well into the green, being an early-ish adopter back in 2017. This month we have a new entrant, which is restricted stock units, or RSUs. My company or organization that I work for recently listed on the US stock exchange, and being a senior manager, I've been put on an LTIP or a long-term investment plan, and as a result been given equity in the company. The reason why the stocks are called restricted is there is a catch. The stocks vest over 3 years equally, so I need to be an employee over that duration so that I can be there to effectively take the vesting, and therefore the stocks become unrestricted and I will own them outright. In short, the RSUs are an IOU that's due in 12 months, 24 and 36 months time. I've been given approximately 1800 shares, so based on the current share price that puts me at a value of around 14k. Finally, moving on to cash, I've shifted to debt payments, so I have a little to nothing in terms of cash or cash in my bank account, which I expect to be the case until my credit card balance has cleared. Therefore, in summary, my assets stand at 555k, which is an 18k increase, driven largely by those RSUs. Moving on to liabilities, I've shown my long-term debts in the bars, currently just my mortgage, and the scale for this is to the left. Again, I'm pleased to continue to chip away at this balance and happy that I have a small overpayment that goes out at the start of every month to accelerate the reduction. The various lines on the graph show all my short-term debts, and the scale for this is to the right. The key movement is credit card, which I'm aggressively paying down, and I'm hoping to have this completed in 2 to 3 months, which is very exciting as I've had this debt for almost 3 years. A new line in this graph is tax liabilities, which is about 7 to 8k, and this is shown or will be shown in the chart from next month, at which point there will be 2 months of data and therefore it will show the trend. The tax liability is effectively 50% of the RSU value, because in the UK the tax obligations on RSUs are, for me, extremely high, to my surprise. Therefore, I wanted to reflect the tax that will be due so that I'm not artificially inflating my net worth. All this means my long-term debts stand at 341k and my short-term debts have climbed to just over 11k due to that new tax obligation on the stocks. So let's see how my assets and liabilities have impacted my net worth. Now that we are at the halfway point of the year, my net worth has increased an incredible 18.5% since January. This is great achievement, and it's great to take stock really of the longer term milestones, as the month-on-month changes can sometimes screw the growth, particularly if you have periods of negative growth like I did in March. Next up is my net worth milestones, which I track to help me stay motivated. It's nice to break my f.i.r.e. figure of 1.5 million into small, sizable chunks to make that target less daunting and also to keep me focused. I'm 81% of the way to hitting that 250k milestone, which is a massive 5% gain month on month. Finally, and most importantly for me, is the progress to f.i.r.e. I'm currently 14% into the target, which is a 1% gain versus last month, so really prodding along nicely. So there you have it, my June net worth. What do you guys think? Are you tracking your own net worth? Let me know in the comments below. If you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to follow my f.i.r.e. journey here on YouTube. I've also set up an Instagram page where I'll be sharing more updates, so please check me there as well. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.